This is the Louie T Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, now I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing, that Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing, that Super Bowl ring. Yeah. We in the lab room.
Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Divisional round weekend in the National Football League. The big boys are coming out to play and will be on display in the divisional round of the postseason. To me, there is no better weekend of postseason action than the divisional round because you get the best of the best, the creme de la creme of the National Football League. 8 teams, all of them deserving of being where they are right now. You don't get any teams here by happenstance in the divisional round. You get 4 teams that are coming off of byes, which means they are really good. And then you got teams that earn their way into this game. And so, tell you what, you won't find much better football than this. That's number 1. And number 2, this is your last opportunity to stick out your NFL plate and have the NFL slap on 4 servings of NFL action and fill your plate up. This is the last time the NFL is going to fill your plate up with 4 games in a weekend. This is it. This is it. Your last weekend of football fun. Your last weekend of football fun with 4 games. 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. After this, we'll be down to 4 participants, 2 games, and that will result in 2 championship games, which will take us to the Super Bowl. So this is your last weekend to enjoy and indulge football on both Saturday and Sunday and have fun doing so. So this is a big weekend. I love it. I don't think there's a better postseason weekend than the divisional round because everybody's good. You can have a team like Arizona infiltrate the postseason and sneak in the back door and win a game. That's cute. But when you get to the divisional round, everybody's good. So if you're an imposter, we'll know by the time you get to the divisional round. So this is where all that stuff ends and all the good teams show up and play football. So this is going to be fun. And before we start talking about divisional round football and breaking down the Saturday games, we must first go back to last week and look at what was done by the viewers, you guys and myself. And we take a look at last week and we see that my man Ice Up Son did a number on all of us. He said, "Ice up, son, ice up," to all of us as he beat us down last week 4-0, the only in the lab room participant to go 4-0 with their picks last week. So he was clean as you can be. Meanwhile, a lot of you had, just about everyone took that Pittsburgh L. A lot of us took the Dallas L as well. I didn't take it, but a lot of you took the Dallas L and thought that Detroit was going to get it done. So that's why a lot of you weren't able to stay clean. That Pittsburgh game, just about all of us took that one. So we were not expecting Baltimore to show up and get it done. And so my man Ice Up Son got it done. Look at old Louie T. Look at me down here bringing up the rear, helping bring up the rear at 2-2. I'm going to clean up, though. Don't you worry. I'm going to clean up my act and get it right this week and turn it around. I expect Ice Up Son to cool his ass off this week, and he'll be down here icing up at the bottom while I'm up here cooling up, sipping a Mai Tai at the top. Watch what I tell you. We're going to flip it around this week. And to do so, we got to start fast. Last week, I went 0 on Saturday, lost both of my games in a wild card weekend on Saturday, redeemed myself on Sunday going 2-0. This week, I need to start fast and finish even faster. And the way to do that is to get these games right. We start with the 4:35 Eastern Standard Time game that will be showcased on the NBC network. It's an AFC showdown between the 1 and the 6 seed. Your 6 seed Baltimore Ravens traveling to Foxborough to take on the Tom Brady-led 1 seed New England Patriots. This is going to be a fun matchup. Quickly, let's jump into this one. In past history says that the Ravens have a legit shot at winning this game. The Ravens are the New England Patriots playoff kryptonite. They beat them in 09. That was the Ray Rice game. I remember first, second play of the game, he pops a run for about 65 yards for a touchdown, right up the teeth of the defense. They end up winning that game 27-7. They dominated offensively, dominated even more defensively, and ousted the Patriots in wild card weekend out of the postseason immediately. In 2012, that's the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl and had all those veterans, Matt Burke, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed on that team. They win in Foxborough to get to the Super Bowl and ultimately win that prize in 2012. Remember 2011, let's not forget about that season. That's the year that the Patriots went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Giants for the second time, but they should have lost in the championship game to the Ravens. Remember, if not for a Lee Evans drop in the end zone that would have gave them a potential game-winning touchdown, if not for a Billy Cundiff missed field goal to send it into overtime, we're talking about the Ravens potentially going to the Super Bowl once again. So Ravens know how to play these Patriots. The only difference, and you know how I feel, first of all, there aren't many teams in the league better on the road in the postseason than the Baltimore Ravens. In NFL history, in their short history, they're among the league leaders all time in road playoff victories. They get it done whether they're home, they're away, they don't care. They'll go in your house, smack you in the mouth, raid your fridge, and eat your food in front of your face. If it's not disrespectful, then tell me what is. That's the Baltimore Ravens. That's the definition of that football team. They don't care. They'll beat you anywhere. And so you know how I feel about Joseph Flacco. You know that's my guy. That's my boy, Joe Flacco. I get down with Joseph, and you know he don't know how to act when postseason. When they start handing out postseason checks, Joe starts acting a fool. That dude looked good last week. Patriots can get it again this week. So we'll see what happens. But that defense with Terrell Suggs and company and C.J. Mosley starting to develop into a big-time player. He's going to the Pro Bowl this year. Haloti Ngata back. He was huge and instrumental in the Ravens' defense, harassing Ben Roethlisberger last week with 5 sacks and a couple more hits to make him uncomfortable in that game. Elvis Dumervil and company. This is a team right now playing with a lot of confidence. But the difference here between years past, and I talked about all the times they've been able to beat the Patriots, and this year is, to me, one huge significant difference. And that is the Patriots are just better this year. This is not the same Patriots. To me, if you want me to be honest with you, this is the best Patriots team we've seen since 2007. 2007 when they went to the Super Bowl, and that, if you recall, that was the undefeated season where they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. We haven't seen a Patriots team this talented since then, and that includes the 2011 Patriots team that went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Giants for a second time. This team is much better than that 2011 Patriots team, and so I think the Patriots have a supporting cast that will help Tom Brady offensively for the first time in a long time. They have a healthy Gronk in the postseason. They've got a good enough run game to get them where they need to go. Brady has targets to throw the football to, and whether it's Edelman, or it's Brandon LaFell, they can even throw it to Amendola if they need to in a pinch. Tim Wright is emerging as an option, as another tight end to throw the football to. You still got Shane Vereen coming out of the backfield, who is another guy that he loves throwing the football to. This is a dangerous offense. You pair that with the defense now, physical up front, and having guys on the outside like Revis, like Browner, who can be physical and mix it up with the receivers out there. They got all of the pieces that they need. Jamie Collins is a very athletic linebacker that can blitz and drop into coverage. This is a Patriots team that I feel like can get the job done. And if they play their game at home, I think this outcome will be different than the ones in past seasons. The Ravens have a legit shot, okay? If they go out and look, we all know what the winning recipe is against Tom Brady. Pressure, and not necessarily blitzing. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I don't care how you generate it. You need to make Tom Brady uncomfortable. You need to get him off of his spot. You need to make him a guy that is antsy in the pocket, doesn't trust what he sees, and get him out of his comfort zone. And the only way to do that is to hit him early and often and make him uncomfortable. Make him not trust the 5 guys in front of him protecting him. That's what the Ravens did last week to a Pittsburgh Steelers team that had done a pretty good job all season long of protecting Ben Roethlisberger. Well, they sacked him 5 times. They made him uncomfortable. Haloti Ngata came back, impacted the pocket by collapsing it. The guys on the outside did their jobs by getting off the field. There was nowhere for Ben to go. If they can do that same thing to Tom Brady, this Ravens team will have a shot. I just think that the Patriots are better. I just think they're better. They're more equipped to deal with all the things that the Ravens bring to the table. And I'm still not 110% sure about this Ravens offense. Even though they looked really good last week and scored 30 points, I'm still not sold on the fact that, and again, the Steelers aren't that good defensively. Let me reinforce that. And so I feel like the Patriots are just a different breed this year. And so I'm taking the Patriots at home to beat the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's going to be a really competitive and hard-fought game, but when it's all said and done, I think the Patriots will do enough to win this game 24-20 over the Ravens to move on to the AFC Championship game. In the nightcap of the Saturday divisional round action, we've got a barn burner, and this one is a rematch from the regular season, and these two teams just play each other tough. And because Steve Smith will be participating in the 4:35 early game on Saturday, he'll be able to sit down on the couch with me and watch this game, and this is the attire that we'll be wearing. Me and Steve got our blood and guts gear ready. It's gonna get ugly. In there, oh, in there, oh, in there, oh. This is the type of game it's going to be. It's going to be that type of affair where it's a blood and guts game, man. Get your gear ready. I've got mine. Steve's got his. We're ready to go. This game is not for the faint of heart. If you're looking for an offensive explosion, wrong channel, wrong time. Come back tomorrow when Green Bay and Dallas play. You might see some offense then. This is not the game for you. But if you're looking for some defense, if you're looking for some bully ball, if you're looking for two teams to smack the hell out of each other, and you're looking for the last man standing to move on, this is your football game right here. I'm talking 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Fox Network. I'm talking number 4 seed Carolina Panthers on the road, CenturyLink Field, where many go in, few come out with a W, to take on the Super Bowl defending champion, number 1 seed in the NFC, Seattle Seahawks. This one's going to be a lot of fun. And this is a short and sweet breakdown because there's not a lot to discuss here. This is just, you punch the next man in his face, keep hitting him until he doesn't get up. Somebody is leaving this game in a body bag. It's that simple. This is a physical game. Two teams that's going to beat the hell out of each other. And I don't know, I've heard a couple of people say that this is going to be a blowout. And I'm like, what planet do you live on? Have you not watched these two teams play each other the last 3 years or so? Did you not watch the game earlier? And I know you're going to come with me with those games were in Carolina, this one's in Seattle. So what? So? That's what I say. So what? What do you mean? The last 2 times the Seattle Seahawks played against defensive-minded football teams, physical football teams that was willing to fight with them. Put your dukes up. Come on, let's go. It was 14-6 in the fourth quarter in Arizona with Ryan Lindley at quarterback. 14-6. And I don't want to hear about missed opportunities and missed field goals. I don't give a damn about that. At the end of the day, the score was 14-6 in the fourth quarter. Cardinals had a shot. You go to week 17, they're at home versus St. Louis. Score was 6-0 at halftime. It was 7-6 in the fourth quarter. So teams were hanging around, okay? Hanging and banging with the Seattle Seahawks. What you think, Carolina can't hang and bang with these boys? They're just as physical, they're just as gritty, they're just as nasty. So I already know, like I said, blood and guts time, I'm ready. I'm ready, I got my gear ready. I'm ready to wipe the guts and blood off my face. And I'm ready to watch some more, man, because this one is going to get ugly and nasty and physical. But when it's all said and done, I don't think the Panthers have enough firepower to get it done on the road. In Seattle. That's what it all boils down to. And I'm going to tell you what, they'll have some opportunities. They're not going to get many on these Panthers. There will be some opportunities for them to do some things in this game. One, Russell Wilson is going to give them one, and I repeat, one opportunity to make a play. And when he does, you got to take it. Whether it's a fumble or it's a bad decision or a bad throw, whatever it may be. Him and one of the running backs aren't on the same page on read option, and he pulls the ball out and it falls on the ground. Whatever it is, you're going to get an opportunity to make a play. Make it. Take it. Run with it. And on offense, you're going to find yourself in the red zone once in this game, at least. I can't say how many times you'll make a trip. You're going to get in there at least once. Has to be 7. Last couple of weeks, teams have gotten into the red zone and had to settle for field goals. If you're going to win this game, because there may only be 1 or 2 touchdowns scored, period, in this game. I'm talking about combined. It might be 1 or 2 touchdowns scored. You need to make sure that it's you getting in the end zone and putting the pressure on Seattle to score points and win this game. A little disappointed. Both teams are going to be missing some big-time pieces in the middle of their defense. Seahawks put Jordan Hill on injured reserve. Their young, budding star at the defensive tackle position out for the remainder of the season. Panthers see their young defensive star in the middle of their team, literally star L.A.B out in this game with an injury. So both teams missing some big-time players in the middle of their defenses. But when it's all said and done, they've got more than enough depth to cover the loss of those guys on these defenses. This is going to be a hell of a game to watch. I can't wait. Bart Scott, can't wait. This is going to be physical, boy. Ooh, you know I love physical playoff football. This is going to be some 16-10, 19-13 type of action right here, and I'm all for it. I'm ready to consume it. But it's Seattle that's going to be coming out on top and moving on to the championship game. Seattle wins this game 19-13 over the Panthers in a nip and tuck affair. Not for the faint of heart. And so those are my picks on Saturday divisional round action. Hey, enjoy the football. Like I said, this is the last week you'll get 2-2. So, I'll be excited about all of the things taking place. I may even be feeling froggy and jump on Twitter like I did last week for the first game. Probably won't be able to get up there for the second one, but I will probably be up there for the first one. Patriots and Ravens, we shall see. But enjoy the football. I'm looking for those picks. I'll come back tomorrow. We'll jump into the Sunday action and look forward to seeing what you have to say about these games. Looking for your input and your picks. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down the divisional round of the playoffs in the National Football League. See you tomorrow.